Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button, a junk journal, a slow stitch. I do that as sustainably as possible and I am slow stitching. In fact, this is part 2 of my Robin bag series. And I can't believe how quick I have made progress on this, but I've made lots of progress. Let me move all my stuff out of the way. So, last time we flattened the pair of trousers out that were already cut off, and we kind of worked out a base, and then I have sewn that. So I've done it with a back stitch. It's not my quickest stitches, but you know what, it was a very happy kind of like 3/4 of an hour after I filmed the video, and then like another hour this morning before work, and I've managed to kind of back stitch. I've left a bit of a gap here, like a flap, so that I could fit things under if I wanted to, and I'm going to do some decorative stitching as well. I've done the back, so now it is a bag, so it's going to get lined. I have a lovely white duvet cover that's got sort of burgundy and blue flowers on it that I think I'm going to cut up for the lining. That'll be kind of matchy but not matchy, because I quite like that. In fact, I might cut some bits off to put on the front as well. So then we had our panel with our half done robin, and I've kind of cut that down so it's smaller because I said I was going to reduce it. And then I took one of the green panels and I've just sort of folded everything in, just a finger press, and it's been a running back stitch, nothing special, a bit messy during my lunchtime and then a little bit after work, because now it's about 6 o'clock. And I've got this done as well. We made these little panels from that fabric that had like all ocean and maps and things. I've cut out all the words and then I've pinned it onto a piece of linen, so that's like the white side showing. I've done the same thing here, cut out the words, pinned it onto a piece of linen, and then we have a piece that we can put in various places, and this is how I think it's going to go. I've made sure my pockets are kind of pulled up so that I'm not going to sew into the pockets as well. My ideal for this would be that I would have functional pockets here, I would have a functional pocket here, and then inside there would be a big bag, and then I think either here or on the back, it might be the back actually, and then it'll hang, yeah, I'll do it on the back. There'll be another pocket sort of hanging from the waistband that I'll be able to put my purse and stuff like that, and I might put a zip on that one. And then I don't know what I'm going to do for closure, because I was thinking about that. I have got some big vintage press studs, so I might do like a line of vintage press studs to close it, although I've got some vintage zips as well that I could use. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, because I do think that I've got plenty in my stash that we can use for a closure. Right, so now it's sort of making everything sort of square up. It's not going to be square because the green fabric is stretchy, and when I was doing it as dry as I could, it wasn't going to be square. It's not going to be square. It doesn't have to be. That's not the point. I just want a little bit of a border so that you can see the layers basically. And then I think what I want is I want this one to be here like that, and then I think we might put like if you could see, I don't know if you can see, I've kind of put that there like that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, I'm going to fold that up that way, then we can get everything in shot. So I've got that one there. I might pull things over a little bit. I might even, because I'm going to have to wrap one of them around a corner, so it might be this one that gets wrapped around a corner, even just a little bit, and then this one might get wrapped around a corner too. Excuse my squash. I've never drunk as much and felt so dehydrated as I have when having this cough. I just constantly feel like I'm dehydrated, but it's kind of having a bunged up nose that does that for tea, doesn't it? All right, So I think there might be a little bit of, there's going to be a little bit of wrapping around there too. Let's pull that one down a little bit. I like that. So that's what we've got so far. I was thinking, what else can I add on? So we've got this lovely red breast, and I don't know if I want to put anything on. Over there, I might put some things that are just sort of poking out like little feathers in a red. Now I don't have it here, but I've got some downstairs. I've got this type of netting, but I've got it in red. So imagine if I stretch that out and just sort of poke some underneath, and then there will be kind of a little bit of red there. And then I'm going to get my wools out now, and we're going to look for some dark brown wools that I'm just going to use to stitch on, and perhaps do some French knots and things, particularly around the eye, and we need to choose an eye as well. Then for these leaves, I thought what might be really nice actually is to take, let's see, take some of the original green and use that. That might look nice. So I might even do that layered on top of one of these, but some of that. And then I have, again, I've got lots of different greens that I can use and add in. And there's going to be, I was thinking I actually want the leaves to cover the legs on this one, again, to make it look different from the one that's summery. I think I want the leaves to be really full and there to be buttons as well, so there'll be more buttons than this. I might add like another button here so it kind of comes off the end. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So let's get the wools out and choose some colours. Choose some colours. So like immediately I've got this lovely brown. I've got a paler kind of more. I've got that. That's kind of browny. Too pale. So this is probably, wools is probably something I could look in charity shops for. And I've been holding off going to charity shops because I don't have, but actually I think wool might be one of the things that I need different colours for. You're a covered button. What are you doing in there? Okay, let's see if we've got any more that I can reach and grab for. No. Okay. So we've got 3 different kinds of colour, because we've got that as well, but I think that's a bit too orangey. We won't use that. Put that one back in there. We've got 3 different browns. I've also got embroidery flosses. What have I got immediately on the desk? I don't think I've got any browns in that one, but I have got greens, so I'm going to keep that out because it's got greens on it, and I'll have another look for embroidery flosses. So the idea about these things, and this is like darning thread, it's very old. I want to make some sort of scroll on this when it's done. So we've got kind of like darning thread, we've got this that's just sort of a wool, and it's going to be about adding stitches on top of this. We might even add some more fabric. I don't know. Let's see what we've got in the chindi rugs that's in this cupboard. Let's have a look. We've definitely got greens there. Let's have a look. What have we got? So this is some lovely old French fabric. I don't think that's going to work, but it will work for something Christmassy, I think. I've got this, and that's got some brown on it. And then here, I don't think I saved many browns, but I have got greens. I've got that. I mean, we could, oh, what are you? Like a grey. No, I don't think that's going to work. Oh, I need more browns. I think we might be alright. Oh, the doilies, that's what I was going to do. I might have to dye some doilies. Okay. I will have a think. In fact, I'm going to pause you and have a little route round for some doilies, and then I know what I can dye and what I don't have to, because I think, yeah, the doilies were nice, weren't they? And we need some yellow, but I can do that the last thing, really. We've got yellows in there that we can use for the beak. Perhaps not that really bright yellow, but there'll be something we can use for the beak. Alright, there's a little bit there that needs going. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, and I have this, which is a collar that I got from a charity shop. It was just sort of in a basket of bits and pieces. So I'm thinking it would like look lovely sort of over one way. Yeah, it's that side, I think. And I'm going to dye it, which is kind of going to be an adventure. I don't know if I'll do that on camera. I have some alcohol inks somewhere. We could have a go at dyeing stuff now, because then I can get on and sew it. So I want to dye this bit. I'll dye it first and then I'll trim it more, I think. I think that's the way ahead with that. And then there's this little bit here. I think we'll use the same stuff, and I might not dye it. I might leave this bit, the original colour, just to be like, you know, the sort of downy, feathery bits and pieces that birds have. Almost like that, don't we? There we go. I've not asked you how you all are. Have you had a nice day? I've had a reasonable day. I had appointments this morning, and I was trying to book people in the afternoon, and I wasn't having much luck so I asked for more people, and then everybody answered. I was like, oh, okay. Doesn't matter. In fact, it's all good. It means I've got a very full diary. I like a full diary. I like that. I'm going to make it less though. Because I want the other way. I want. Oh yeah, that's more like it. Okay. So that's the bird. Let me put those down there. And then on top of that, I'm just going to go in with odd little stitches, and there'll be stitches going on around here. But we've got that there. Right, shall we dye that now? And then that's something else that we've done. I'm going to pause you yet again, then I can find my dyes and work out how we're going to do it, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm back. And I may be an agent of chaos now. I don't know. So I've got these different colours. I've got a reddish brown and I've got like a coffee brown and like a copper and a yellow. So I'm going to, have I got, these are brand new. Oh no, have I got to pin it? I've got to put a pin in it. This is where I am going to be an agent of chaos. I'm going to press pause again so that I don't feel pressure. Then I'll come back when we're all done. Okay, we're back. And I was an agent of chaos and I have it all over my fingers despite having gloves. Fun times. Okay, so we've got some colours here. We've got coffee, reddish brown and yellow. And I'm just going to just drop bits on, I think. I'll go in with that yellow. Yellow. I definitely am being an agent of chaos here. Right, I've got some of my painty water and I'm going to put that on too, and then I'm going to go in with the copper. Just to sort of squish stuff around. That brown is very dark, it's almost black. Not sure I want that. See what this coffee's like. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be dark, you see. We might not use it. We don't know until we try, do we? Oh, I like the coppery stuff. Okay, I want to get rid of the yellow. These are just alcohol inks that I've had for a while and never used. So I thought, you know what, let's do it. I've painted on with watercolour, but because I want this to be a bag that I use, I don't really want to use the watercolour because since it rains it's all going to run off, whereas this is going to hold a little bit more. But like I said, the potential for chaos is great. But a little bit of yellow is actually going to be alright. Let me know. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Then maybe some people who are watching who are experts at alcohol inks. I looked in the packet and there isn't one that's like you know, like a neutral one. So we're just going to go with this. I'm sure it's going to be alright. And we might not, I might rip it up even more. Right, let's start putting the lids on because I know that this is dangerous. And I am a complete klutz and an agent of chaos. But I'm also somebody who's quite lazy and will not clear things away. Yes, if we're aware of our limitations. Alright, so like I have ink everywhere. I am going to press pause. I'm just going to dry it off with my heat gun as it's a very unpleasant noise. I'll press that pause and then I will be back soon. So we're back. We have a look closer at it. It's kind of got different colours and textures. Kind of gone right through. So I'm thinking I'm going to put it here. I'm not quite sure. Because we could do that. How does that look? I think I might need to cut it a little bit. Do I, or do I need to just position it? I do like it. It's this bit I'm a bit about. Do I tuck it, or do I cut that bit? I cut that bit, that's what I do. I kind of want it to... And it doesn't matter, it's all going to get sort of stitched in. Is that what I want? I think that is what I want. Because I still like this business here. And I like that there, and that's going to have some other bits coming out. What do we think? I think I like that. Do we need any of this? I don't think we do. Okay. I think I might leave it there, and what I will start to do, the stitching that I will start, it's going to be very simple stitches, just like little line stitches really, just over the top. Let me see if I've got a big needle here. I have left some stuff downstairs, because you know I have. Because I'm half... Oh, there's my big needle book. We might not, we might be alright. If I can find a big needle, and you'll have to excuse my very messy fingers now. All messy in a good way. There we go. You're pointy enough, I think you are. So I want a bit of this, which is like a really dark brown. It's not very strong, but it's alright for tacking things on initially. Let's tack that bit of lace on, and then we've committed to it then. I quite like it. It needed more texture, and that's definitely got more texture now. Actually, I think I might leave that. That could be the beak colour, couldn't it? I think that's going to be the beak colour, and it's going to be these others. We can go in with that around here. But let's just start with just some really simple like running stitch. You're just like literally tacking it down, not being very particular. I don't think in any way that I'm going to stitch this it's going to be very particular. That's the whole point, is that there is texture and like an organicness to it really. Let's just pull that a little bit taut. I really like the way that staining has come out. I don't even mind that. I was like, oh, do I mind that? No, I don't mind that. I always put a couple of brown stitches over it. I want it to be quite loose down here. like it. Okay. And I've used something that I have. I hate having things and not using it. Like, but you just collect so much stuff, don't you? But like I said, I know what I'm looking for now when it comes to charity shop shopping. Because at the weekend, I'm going to some craft stalls. But I'm sure there will be an opportunity to go in a charity shop or two. I like that. And I like this little bit here. In fact, I have a needle that's already thread. Let's just... Excuse me. It is my thing. Just use what's already threaded. I don't know if my head's going in shot. I quite like the angle that the way the camera is now, but I'm always worried about if my head is going in the shot. It's still an experiment. I still really don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing it for now. How long have I had my channel? Well, actively had it. It is coming on for 18 months, perhaps a little less, perhaps 16 months. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yes. That finishes that little bit off. I've got to go and make dinner in a little minute. We're going to have bangers and mash. How British is that? It won't take long. The longest bit is putting the potatoes onto boil. We'll make some onion gravy from scratch. I will use a stock pot, but I don't like do gravy granules or anything like that. Oh, I like that. I like that. That's nice. It just makes it feel automatically, just adding those two pieces has lifted it so much. Once we've got a button in, and then this can be the beak colour. Right, let's do some snippage. We did have a big needle. Was there a big needle? Oh, have I missed that? Have I mislaid that already? There we go. We're going to put... Now, will this fit through here? I'm sure it will, actually. And what I'll hope to do is either this evening or tomorrow morning, I'll try and finish the bird off. And then we'll work on these two little panels, because I have my stamps, and also we can write some words on and then kind of sew over it. So I've got loads, because like I've got the word sustainable that will go on there. I think I want my vintage button to go inside of here. That's what I'm aiming for. As a sort of like a clothing label as such. That's what I was thinking anyway. Put a bit of a knot in. Kind of what I was thinking to sort of join things up. It's just, let's just add some stitches. It's all very brown on brown. I'm hoping you can see it. But adding the stitches in and around both this wing and also the feathery bits around the eye as well. We'll just sort of anchor it and pull it all together. I think it's pretty much all together anyway, but like, it will not hurt. Oh, can you hear the dogs from next door? Little yappy. I don't even know what sort they are. I'm glad the cat isn't bothered by them. The cat today managed to persuade us to give him 2 breakfasts. So he's in his hobbit era. I got up quite early and I gave him his breakfast. Then my teenager got up and gave him his breakfast. We were like, he is not starving. And then he spent most of the day sat behind my computer giving me evils because it was warm behind there all day while I was working. I was like, oh, I can't be doing with you. And then about 3:30 he got up and had a wander outside, and then he went and found a quiet spot on the landing, because we were all thinking, has he stayed outside? Because it's just barely above freezing outside at the minute. But no, he found a quiet spot. Ever the Sybarite, my cat. So you can see I'm just like going where there's a feathery bit, just putting a bit of a stitch in. Stitch in there. You just go around and put stitches in. They don't have to be very precise, and they can kind of come off. You know, like they don't have to be contained inside one of these little pieces of fabric. They can come off. And it is very random. But it will just help to tie everything together. Sorry you can't see because of the way that's flipping. Give you an idea. So you can sort of see the texture, how it's kind of joining up between the two. And I'll just keep going in with this same thread, and I will pull it further down and around. And it will just bring it all together. It's lovely. I'm quite excited about it. So I'm going to get a leather belt. I might even have 2 of the same belt. If I have 2 of the same belt, I might even sacrifice one of my belts. I don't need 2 belts. And go for sort of like a matte brown leather belt to make the strap. When we've done that, we'll do that together so that you kind of get an indication. It's quite easy to do. If you've got a crocodile or an awl, actually, it would be easy to do. It's just some strategic cutting of the belt. There's some holes placing in and then making your stitching really sure. I'm going to go back in with some smaller stitches and make it all really secure on here as well, I think. How are we doing? Keep going. This is the bit that I was excited about. I wasn't like the actual like structure of the bag. I was like, oh, I'm not that bothered about that. I think that's why I whizzed through it. I did back stitch on most of it. On the green panel that's going to be the pocket, I did like a back running stitch, and it literally, it was not very long. It was like half an hour to do that panel. I think this is nice about like not worrying about finishing projects and leaving them to one side, but then with intention picking them back up. It's because a lot of the thought has already been done. So you kind of, you know, I felt like I was coming at it almost with a kit of stuff, and half of the work had been done really. You know, like a lot of the thinking had been done for it. So that was quite a positive thing. Okay, we are moving forward quite rapidly actually. Let's have a look. Do I need to put one there? I think I do, so I'm going to go back. It's going to be really messy at the back. Very messy at the back, but it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I'm not even worried about my fingers, because I think once I have a bath and soak them off, it will be fine. Okay. I've got a lot left. I wanted to just use this bit of wool up, and then we can have a review. We've done a lot. I think it looks a lot different. Let me know in the comments. Do you think it looks a lot different? Do you think it was worth doing it, or would you have not bothered? Like, how many layers? There's too many layers. Because this kind of, it's like collaging. It's like collaging with paper. I like lots of layers. I think the magic is in the layers, actually, of making things look just better, cohesive. Gonna go there. I think we'll finish it there for now, and I'll do one more lot of brown, I think, going through with the dashes. Let's have a look at it in situ. That will look cool. I want it slightly over to one side, I think. Do I think? I think so, because I think I want that like that. Will that do? I think it will. Oh, I like that. Like that. Just move these to one side. I've got a variegated, like, reds and creams wool that I'm going to use around the border and do like odd stitch marks around with it. So I kind of want that there. It can wrap over, because the most important part is putting that vintage button stamp. These are stamps. There is a video somewhere on the channel where I make my own stamps from sentiment stamps that you get on the free, you know, if you get, like, if you've ever had a free magazine, you get lots of sentiment stamps. Oh, I like that, and that could come out a little bit more, the vintage button. Okay, yeah, that's going to work. So I think that's my thumbnail. It's going to look a little bit like that. Put that in there. What do we think? It's a longer video. It's a 49-minute one. If you like, give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, see what you think. Slow stitch robin bag. I'm quite excited about it. That and my Just Junk journal. I'm loving that. I think that might be the next video that'll come out. But yeah, I'm loving it. So give me a thumbs up, like, comment, let me know what you think. Alright then everyone, bye bye.